a little about your background before becoming a professor here at SFA.
I spent a few years in industry in a variety of different jobs. I've been in manufacturing, I've been in military training, corporate training, a little bit of time in television advertising. So my background's a little bit different, and I think one of the reasons that is useful is that I can talk from different industries and that students can understand things I'm talking about from different perspectives because I've seen it in different environments. My degrees are varied too. It took me a while to kind of find my little niche. So I have an undergraduate degree in economics and marketing and a master's degree in basically educational software development. It's got a much longer name than that. And then I have a PhD in operations and supply chain management. And after I finished my PhD, I've been at a couple of other smaller regional type universities similar to SFA. And then I also taught at one large 35,000 plus student university. And I much prefer being here at SFA now.
Why did you choose to become an operations management professor?
Well, when I was in my undergrad, I had a professor that taught economics, and I was terrified to take that class. And she made it so easy and so straightforward that, I was like, wow, that's a great skill to be able to do that, to be able to explain something like that where someone who has no idea what you're talking about leaves the class and actually knows what you are doing. That's amazing. But I had plans. I was going to go into the corporate world. I was going to work my way up. I was going to probably be CEO at some point. I mean, that was, like probably many students think, we all think we're going to run the world. That's why we're in business. And so I did that. I went out into the corporate world, and the longer I was there, the more I was like, I really kind of still want to be like those professors that made me want to learn, that were interesting, that had great stories, that really helped me learn what I needed to learn to be able to do my job out in a company. And so I decided to quit my job and go back to school. So it was a leap of faith that was where I was meant to be. But I feel like I made the right decision.
What is your philosophy of teaching and learning?
First and foremost, my philosophy centers around the idea of continuous improvement. It's a concept we teach in operations management, but it's the idea that we can always do something better. So every semester, I know I learn things from my students, whether it's about a new technology or some text shortcut that they can tell me about or an app. So I'm always trying to learn and trying to find better ways to teach material. And so part of that is then also looking at how do I connect this material to something that you're going to actually do in the real world. So all of my assignments tend to be based off of things that you actually will do in a company. Now, depending on what your job is, you may not actually do it, but there's someone in the company that's doing that job. So I try to look for anything that's applied and it may not seem obvious to you now, and hopefully once a student graduates out of SFA and goes on into their career, they'll actually see, oh, there's someone in my company that's doing that particular task. And so it helps you understand what the company does and what other people in the company do so that you can have conversations with them in their own language. And so when they say something, you'll actually understand what they're talking about.
Tell us how the mission statement of the College of Business resonates with your work.
It's a very simple mission statement. I mean, they've managed to distill it down into those 3 words of learn, launch, and lead. So learning obviously is primarily what we do in the classroom. And students never say that my classes are easy. Well, every now and then, but generally they don't say my classes are easy. So to me, the idea is that you're there to learn. It's not just to memorize, what's in 50 questions on an exam. I want you to take material with you that you can actually use so that you understand how companies work and how they process and how they create products and services. So that's the learning piece of it. So that's a lot of the classroom time. But launching is, we're really trying to launch you into a career. And so in my mind, in addition to teaching operations, I'm also trying to teach you some things about career development, professional development, what to wear to an interview, how to be prepared with your resume. I know that most of my jobs, it was because I was in the right time at the right place and I was prepared for that opportunity. If I had not been prepared, there are places I would never have worked because I wasn't ready to be launched. And I think that's one thing we're really trying to make sure is that students are ready to go out into the corporate environment, back into a family business, into graduate school. We're trying to help you build your career, and this is just the first stepping stone into that. And then, of course, we want you to become a leader. We want you to step up. We want you to take opportunities, both in your career and giving back. So if there's some way you can give back either to SFA directly or through a professional organization, we want you to lead. We want you to take that additional step of being not just the person who, yes, shows up every day and does their job, but who takes on additional challenges and responsibilities, because it's going to enrich both you and your organization that you're working with. Thank you for taking a little bit of time to get to know SFA and myself in the Department of Management and Marketing. And I look forward to seeing some of you in class. And those of you who are about to graduate, congratulations. We're very proud of you. Can't wait to see what you're going to do. If you ever want to stop by, I'm located on the 4th floor in Suite 403, and I am in Office Q. So just remember, I'm Q, and if you don't know what that means, Google James Bond and you'll find me.